And we start first up with news that in the United States there's been a petition with many signatures calling on the United States government to call Pakistan a state sponsor of terrorism. And the Obama administration is expected to respond to that within the next 60 days. And for more on this story, we're joined live now by Mr. Puneet Ahluwalia, who's a member of the advisory committee to Donald Trump. Mr. Ahluwalia, thank you very much for joining us. Now, you've started a campaign. You're writing a letter criticizing the US position on India-Pakistan relations and calling on more criticism of Pakistan's alleged links to terror. Could I just ask you, first up, what triggered this letter? What triggered this campaign?
Good morning to you and your viewers. What we wanted to do is, my friend and Alex Gray, we both were discussing India as an important strategic partner to the United States. And what can we do as folks who have worked on the Hill, are working actively and aggressively with our leaders to really take and combine the US leadership, South Asia leadership, or Asia leadership who has worked on these issues for many years, and at the same time get the think tank community combined together and do it exactly how it's done on the Hill. Build a coalition and get the leadership and the Obama administration to respond to it in a positive way. And tell India they have friends here, friends in important places to fight terrorism.
It's a very big election coming up in early November. What are you actually hoping to achieve with this campaign and with this letter?
Again, as I said, that most folks realize that the things that are done on the Hill is the leadership in being involved, the past leadership who has been instrumental in guiding the policy for Asia and South Asia, getting those folks involved, and importantly, past congressmen, key congressmen who have led important committees involved, and importantly, the think tank community, which basically writes an opinion paper, which basically guides the foreign policy or international policy or a defense policy of a country, to get them all together in regards to moving this fight against terrorism and penalizing Pakistan for carrying on these year-long activities to come to a stop at a standstill now.
All right, I just want to take this opportunity to sort of break down some of the parts of the letter that you're going to be releasing. One of the quotes was that violent Islamism, much of it sponsored by elements within the Pakistani state. Now, that's not exactly a statement that the Obama administration would agree with, is it?
Well, again, our goal is to really pinpoint the actions done by Pakistan and basically bring it, in Donald Trump way, what's on your mind, you basically speak it and you tell it. And that's our goal, is to basically tell and call, stop, tired of playing their bluff. It's enough time. Let's put their feet to the fire.
I mean, you call it a bluff, and you referenced Donald Trump there. What exactly would you say Donald Trump's policy is towards Pakistan and India relations? I mean, does he even have one?
Well, I guess I'm not working on the policy for South Asia or Asia, but at the same time, I know for a fact that our allies under Trump administration will feel far more stronger where they stand, and the support and the fight of terrorism will not be tolerated. It'll be no nonsense. As we saw under President Bush too, there was basically a very tough action taken against people who attacked our country.
Yeah, and I just wanted to ask you as well, Mr. Ahluwalia, there was a recent petition from or a move of legislation actually by the Congressman Ted Poe. How related are your campaigns, would you say?
I would say it is complementary to what Congressman Poe has done, and what we are doing is, as I said, is just not getting the U.S. leadership on the Hill, but giving the support of the entire think tank community, the opinion makers, the decision makers, the key folks who have done and played a role in Asia policy, get them involved. That's our goal. That's what Alex and I have come up with, is to really drive the point home and tell what's important for international community to fight against terrorism and get the U.S. leadership and the Obama administration to see what Pakistan has been doing and put an end to it.
All right, I just wanted to ask you, what sort of effect do you think this letter would have on Pakistan US relations. Of course, Pakistan is a very strategic partner of the US.
I think, as you know, that in the United States and Capitol Hill, things move very slowly and effectively, but we understand what's required, what needed to be done. Being a long-time player, both my friend Alex has worked on the Hill. I aggressively work on the Hill, but working for the Livingston Group. So we know what it takes to apply the pressure points, and that's exactly what we're applying. What Pakistan has to do is, first thing is stop their terrorist activities, have to cut down all these terrorist camps and stop funding these terrorists, and try to find a way to do a dialogue with India and find peace. That's the only way it's best for Pakistan.
Yeah, and I just wanted to, if I may, just continue picking apart some of the points in your letter. One of the quotes is that the letter calls for a review to all US aid to Pakistan to ensure that American taxpayer dollars are not being used to fund attacks on democratic US strategic partners. But isn't Pakistan a very strategic partner in itself to the US? I mean, in Afghanistan, for example, they've been hugely crucial in helping to battle terror there. What sort of effect do you think this would have, a move like the one that you're calling for?
Well, again, we want the aid to be used in the right fashion. It should not be used against India or Afghanistan or any of the actions taken in South Asia which leads to terrorist activities. So what we really are trying to do is pushing Pakistan to be a good actor, to really work together with the international community and not just give a lip service, but to fight terrorism aggressively and actively. Just not play that charade anymore. You have to, the goal is to get the US leadership and all leadership to see what Pakistan does next and takes the positive action to be a good actor.
All right, you talk about Pakistan being a positive actor, taking positive action. What specifically would that mean? What are they not doing at the moment, in your opinion, and the other signatories to this letter?
Well, if you see that the two attacks on India and other acts that have happened around the world have some or the other indirectly come out of Pakistan, and also what's happened in Afghanistan. So we really want Pakistan to find a way to get rid of these terrorist camps and condone and curtail all the Islamist jihadist movements which is leading to terrorism in not only South Asia, in the rest of the world.
And I just finally, before we go, I just wanted to quote one more thing from the letter from you. You talk about the United States continuing its rebalance of its foreign policy focus to the Indo-Pacific. Is that a policy that you could see Donald Trump continuing if he wins the elections in November?
I have been a strong proponent of a US-India Pacific strategy. In fact, Alex and I have hosted events in regards to that. We really believe again, doing what Pakistan and China are doing in the Gwadar port and South China Sea, India is the only country which can take on both these countries. So India is a great strategic ally to the United States. In fact, I would say even so is Sri Lanka in that regard. But what we are looking to do is to make sure that the new policy is now determined with India important participant and a player to the Pacific strategy. So that's our goal. And I feel very confident that the new president, especially Trump's presidency, will lead towards that direction because they realize how important India is.
All right, Mr. Puneet Ahluwalia, we're going to have to leave it there, but thank you very much for your inputs and giving us some background to that campaign you're running